guys, it seems like this is something we can say darn near every single week. A huge matchup coming up in the TAAC. This week it's Toledo Christian at Maumee Valley. That's going to be a 7:15 live on BCSN this Friday. Toledo Christian, they're going crazy right now. 14-1 on the season, number 2 in the D4 polls. They're on a 10-game win streak since that loss, which was to Maumee Valley back in December. Average margin of victory, 21 points per game. Maumee Valley, they're 11-4 on the season. Also, only one loss in the TAAC, that coming to East Emmanuel Christian. They were beat TC, as I said, 63-57 back in December. Started 9-0 on the season. They're 2-4 since. Granted, one of those losses coming to 𝗦𝗨, which we know the talent that team has, obviously with Jerry Easter coming back. Mike, how do you see this thing playing out?
Well, I had to just check the schedule and make sure I was right. This could have been a crazy game, a crazy off the top, just because if this was one game back, this would have been a senior night here for Maumee Valley. Oof. And really had this game set up to be a really barn burner. But I think with the schedule they've played, obviously losing to Jerry Easter and going through some of those things, I think Maumee Valley has a shot at taking down TC again. Just they're scrappy. Obviously, TC plays a great team ball, but with their 2 stars, CJ Majors finding a way to get things done. They understand where they're at in this race here. They understand that Toledo Christian is the biggest rival. They got done playing over there recently, bringing this thing back home, and the turmoil that they've been through over the past couple weeks. It really hasn't sat well with them. So I think this is a group of seniors knowing that this is their chance to go out on top. But Toledo Christian is not going to let that happen when you got Gaston out there again scoring the points that he is.
Yeah, you mentioned the 4 out of 6 losses. Those losses, Emmanuel Christian in overtime to 𝗵𝗡𝗄sburg, a bigger school, Division I team. Scott, a bigger school in Maumee Valley, and then 𝗦𝗨, like you mentioned, kind of a showcase game for a homecoming type of game for Jerry Easter Jr. But this matchup is going to be one of several games in the last 2-3 weeks that dictate and determine who is going to win this TAAC title. But this is a juicy matchup, as good as it gets. We got the Walleye on BCSN, so this game is relegated to the community channel. But again, all of our games are live on the BCSN app. But you talk about the coaches in this one. Tyler Boris, learned under the tutelage of Dave McWinney for so many years, for 2 decades at TC. He's kind of just continued on, and he's got lucky with this group of top caliber veteran players who you just can count on. There's no question marks like, what type of team is going to show up tonight? That is not a worry or a concern for Toledo Christian, because you got Kanye Gaston, the heart and soul of the team. Yep. You got Kalon Butler. You got Carter Kester. You got Xander Hessen, 4 guys averaging 11 or more points. You talk about spreading the wealth. I mean, there's 44 points right there. A defense can't key on one guy. Someone else can go off. But on the flip side, Dante Fleming, the head coach for Maumee Valley, he's got Amani Dickerson, just surpassed 1,000 career points on Tuesday night. And then CJ Majors, who's been a consistent force for them all season long and even back to last year as well. So he's going to get some college looks and possibly take his game to the next level coming out of this one. But Maumee Valley just on the outside of the top 10 in the state rankings. And then you mentioned Toledo Christian, number 2 in the state. So I don't necessarily think that many people thought at the beginning of the season that TC, Maumee Valley, and Emmanuel Christian, 3 teams, had the potential to go on deep tournament runs. But it looks like we got that in the cards this year.
Oh, and they're getting the respect, obviously, in the state polls. We see, like I said, Toledo Christian number 2, Maumee Valley at that 12 spot. But the RPI for both of these teams, Maumee Valley number 3 in the D4 Northwest District in the RPI, where you got Toledo Christian, obviously number 1 in that respect. But you talked about the scoring, right? Dickerson and Majors both sitting about 20 points per game for Maumee Valley. Kieran Stokes about 12 points per game. But you mentioned you're going to get plenty of the points. The leadership that you're going to have on this Toledo Christian team. Should be a lot of fun. Make sure you guys tune in to the community channel or the BCSN app to check that out.